And happy Monday morning, Year 3. Okay, we're just starting today with our Iron Man display because we've added an extra photo. So if we zoom in here, we can see the photo that Harrison sent in of his Iron Man. Don't forget, it's not too late if you'd like to send in any work at all. With photos on your email, I can print those off and add them to our working wall. Today's TLP is, can I sequence events from what I've read? And again, sequence is the important word there. Sequence just means put in the right order. And what we're going to do is put in order the parts of the body that the Iron Man puts back together. So once he's tumbled and smashed on the rocks, how does he put his pieces back in order? So you're going to need a piece of white paper and some pens, and this is what we're going to do. So your first job today is to draw a picture of the Iron Man. Now I know we've done that a couple of times last week, but this one needs to be a bit special. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put the pieces of the Iron Man in order of how he put himself back together. So those pieces need to be really clear. So I drew my Iron Man, I've made the different pieces really clear. You need to have a head, 2 eyes, 2 ears, a torso, so that's the main part of his body, 2 arms, 2 hands and 2 legs. The feet don't need to be separate. Now once I'd drawn my Iron Man, I actually thought he finds these pieces separately, the head, the ears and the eyes, so I've actually drawn those separately. Now my next job is to cut out the different pieces. Let's see how we do that. And yet again, as if by magic, I've used my scissors to cut out those pieces neatly. So again, I should have a head, 2 ears, 2 headlamp eyes, a torso, 2 arms, 2 hands and 2 legs. Now I wonder which order he will find them in. So these were the first 2 parts to get together, the Iron Man's eye and the Iron Man's right hand. But as soon as the eye and the hand got together, the eye looked at the hand. Its light glowed blue. The hand stood up on its 3 fingers and thumb, craned its forefinger like a long nose. So it says the word nose here, but if I look, I don't have a nose. It wasn't actually the Iron Man's nose, it's a simile. It looked like a long nose. Good thing I wasn't tricked. It felt around, it touched the eye. Gleefully, it picked the eye up and tucked it under its middle finger. The eye peered out between the forefinger and thumb. Now the hand could see. It looked around, then it darted and jabbed one of the gulls with its stiffly held finger, then darted at the other and jabbed him. The 2 gulls flew up into the wind with a frightened cry. Slowly, then, the hand crept over the stones, searching. It ran forward suddenly, grabbing something and tugged, but the thing was stuck between 2 rocks. The thing was one of the Iron Man's arms. Now, I don't think it tells us if it was the left arm or the right arm, so we will just choose one of the arms. So the first 2 things to get together were the hand and the eye, and the next thing was the arm. Now I won't read through the whole thing because that's your task, but I will show you how I'd like you to lay it out in your book. So in your books, if you can write the date and your TLP, can I sequence events from what I have read? Now we know that the hand and the eye were the first things to find each other. So I'm going to get my glue and I'm going to stick those just under my TLP. They are the first things to get together. Lovely. Now, the next thing that the eye and the hand working together managed to find was the arm. So I'm going to stick that underneath. There we go, I'll stick it like that. Lovely. So working down the page and then down the next page, can you put them in order? When you've managed to put them all in order, I would like you to think of the adverbial that would go with that, with a sentence to do with those things. So I've said the word already, the adverbial, which is first. First. First, the hand tucked the eye under its thumb. And then I might say next. So I wouldn't say first, second, third, because that doesn't sound very much like what I'd see in a story. So first, next. And then I might use some more adverbials. I might use after that, following on, later, then. Try and use a different one each time. Maybe I'd finish with finally. Now, at the end of this, you should have all of these things stuck down except for one. Do you know which one will be left? Have a think about it. If you'd like, so once you finish that, that is fabulous. If you would like an extra challenge, starting your sentence with your adverbial, can you write a sentence for each of those body parts, how the Iron Man put himself back together? But that is the challenge. Okay, I really look forward to seeing these on Zoom. I hope you enjoyed this task. I thought it was a lot of fun being a detective, working out how he could put himself back together. Goodbye.